defense. Nice delivery to the outside. That was perfect from our vantage point. And over out of the back row will be Frederick. 14-12. Breslow's going short. Almost had it. Hudson trying to place it. Bashir had to reset that. Will she get it back? No, it's out of the back row. Holly just not able to get swings where Kentucky has. Hudson will come on that B ball right between the Vic and the A. A creative spot. And the same that was true in the first is true in the second. 15-12, technical timeout. Wildcats on their home floor with the lead. Bozeman to take on the number 2 overall seed Montana State. That's 9 Eastern on ESPN, the all-new ESPN app. This was the warm-up yesterday for Kentucky. They broke out the footballs.
And in case you didn't know, DeLay has a pretty good arm, and Tuzzo's a pretty good receiver. And it doesn't matter if you're talking volleyball or football.
Shocking. Brooklyn DeLay, who was an incredible athlete, multi-sport athlete growing up, can also wing a football. That surprises exactly no one. And so far, this probably hasn't surprised anyone either. Number 1 seed Kentucky, unseeded Cal Poly. Kentucky playing even through about the first 2/3 of the set. Cal Poly unable to really destabilize the Wildcats.
A lot of teams have had that problem.
Yeah, not alone. Quick into the middle, good touch. Blocking from the scouting report yesterday with DeLay on the inside as she tries to push that one and misses the court. They spent a lot of time talking about those 5-1 rotations where the center is in the front row for Cal Poly.
Yeah.
And where the left front blocker, in this case Brooklyn DeLay, should be. That would have been 17-12 and a lot of pressure. Instead, Ella Scott is at the line. DeLay, good pass. Hudson out of the back row once again. Poly equal defensively. And the backslide good there. Checking with Dawn.
So much respect from this Kentucky team, for this Cal Poly team, guys. Eva Hudson told her teammates in that last time out, you know they're not going away. We've got to finish this.
I would like to see a little adjustment offensively for Cal Poly. Stop setting the quick, very quick on a dig. I don't think that one's there against these big outside hitters and middles of Kentucky. That one is dumped through by Bullis. And 64 kills in the season coming in, so she's not afraid to be aggressive. She's got 1,200 assists. She's third ace in this, so possibility to get something going here. She goes to one.
What a good reminder, though, from Hudson to her team. As Dawn said, don't forget, this is a team who's won 2 5-setters to get to this point. They are used to going the distance.
Yeah, they won a conference title, too. This is no rollover. This is the Big West champion. They defeated the number 1 seed in the conference this year, UC Davis, 3-1, 25-15 in the 4th set. So they put a stamp on it to guarantee themselves participation in the tournament. And then, if you weren't with us at the start, they defeated BYU 3-2, having been down 2-1, won 15-10. Bashir had 20 kills, 2 aces. Then they beat USC on their home floor, so they love LA. Break out a little Randy Newman for this crew. That ball is dropped.
What a good block set up by the setter, Cassie O'Brien, who as a freshman has had so much to learn at the collegiate level, and sometimes blocking is the last key piece. But this young player is very far along in her career with what she's already accomplishing out on the court.
19-14, almost an identical flow to set 1 as Kentucky, out of the technical where they stretched it out just before, has now taken control of this set and the match. Lizzie Carr is off to perhaps a historic night for her. 3 stuff blocks, but that's not really it.
Yeah.
6 for 6.
The offensive piece. As we talked to Cassie O'Brien yesterday as a young setter, I said, what's been like the last layer of offense that you've added to this team over the course of the season as you've grown? And she particularly said, finding my middles in transition and getting them more involved with a better time, right? And she and Lizzie Carr look like they found something really special.
Yeah, against an opponent they know nothing about necessarily. Haven't met since 2019. First time they met was 1980 in the NCAA tournament. And I'll tell you a little something about the game. Cal Poly won 2 sets to 1. Best of 3 back then in 1980.
That's pretty funny, isn't it?
Something tells me there's some horrible undertones to that one.
Yeah, it's fun to look back at old stats. This is a game that has changed so much. Playing to 15, side-out volleyball, playing rally score to 30, playing rally score to 25, playing in the libero era, not the libero era. Just a lot of change in this game, and to watch it evolve and to see the athletes grow and evolve as well.
That was the Arizona State Creighton days when they had last met. They were playing to 30 rally scores. You're talking kind of early 2000s era as rally score came into the international game in 1998, and then around the millennium, the college team switched and played to 30 because they thought 25 was too short. Hudson, off blocker defense, more back row attacking, more good defense from Cal Poly. That's set over though. It's not going to do. His car is now 7 for 7.
And Lizzie Carr actually kind of getting Eva Hudson out of the way for that one. Lizzie's like, I'm having a night. Watch out.
Carr from an athletic family had a little bit of overlap here with her brother Andrew, who played basketball here and now is playing in the G League. Short serve. Pass to the outside, delay with the defense. Hudson going to try and clean up the high ball. And finally, the streak comes to an end. So we're out. Craig Skinner.
It's taken 8 swings, and finally Cal Poly finds a way to stop Lizzie Carr here. Great job by Bashir being up to assist on that block.
20-15, the right server at the line. Kendall Bashir. Got it down the line.
Huge rip, and if you remember, her last ace was in the other corner. So not only does she have 2 aces now, but she's gone corner to corner as she just rips that one down the line.
Lizzie Carr said that one was head hunting.
Yes.
She's tucked up to the net a little closer this time. If you look right in the middle left part of your screen. Right down the middle. Kentucky handles it. Hudson sides it. There's an angle for you.
And the response from the fans, because we've seen Eva Hudson already with 6 kills on the day prior to that one, and yet it didn't feel like she had taken a big rip. She was being very patient in the way that she's played herself into this match, just choosing not to error out. She is still errorless on her 18 swings.
Yeah, her hitting percentage has risen every year of her career. Another block there by Carr. That'll be 4. Carr has 7 kills, 4 blocks. Kentucky has a lead, 22-16. And it's the second timeout for Cal Poly. Good test for Kentucky here.
Yeah, I think, they're being forced to play a really gritty level of volleyball. They expected this defensive battle, which I think is interesting because a lot of people who have seen Cal Poly in the tournament feel like they're defined by this great defense, the way they serve and play defense, because I do feel like that's what won them their second round match. But this is a team who's been in the top 20 in the nation in their hitting efficiency over the course of the season, right now sitting at number 18 with 278. So typically when you look at a match and see 2 teams hitting for such a high efficiency like we saw early, you might think, oh, no defense is being played, but it didn't feel that way. It felt like there was good defense and just some really elite offense on top of it.
Yeah, some of that's faded away with some defense at the net from the likes of Lizzie Carr and Kentucky. The hitting percentage in this set is 0-9 for Cal Poly, and they are 167 now for the match. You mentioned their hitting percentage in the first. They hit 370 at the end of that set. The Kentucky Wildcats, they coming into the year were the 8-time SEC champion, but they knew they had a new title ahead of them, a new title shot. They would have to go ahead and win in a conference tournament, and they did just that. Down in Savannah, the reverse sweep of Texas, and a huge one at that. As Asia Thigpen put Kentucky to the top, and they defeated UCLA there, moving on in the bracket. Not without a couple of new sets. They got a little bit of push from the Bruins.
Yeah. And very much of a push in the SEC championship against Texas, who had several match points in that third set, and Kentucky battled back. I think they felt like it was a really good experience to go into that tournament where every SEC team had a clean slate and had the opportunity to knock off the big dog. That is certainly what they're facing here in their regional as well.
Welcome to the nice side after Greg Skinner for a while running on the idea of the SEC tournament history. He'd only seen one in his very first year of coaching here in Lexington. It was a second trip for him, but he said, listen, I've been converted. It was high-level volleyball. It was a good test for our team. It felt like a championship. He said we did have to kind of recalibrate for the next season when we came back after 3 days off for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, he just said he's called all the powers that be in the Southeastern Conference administration to thank them for what a well-run tournament it was. And you and I were able to be a part of it. We couldn't agree more.
Yeah, the gauntlet has been thrown for all the other conferences. Imagine if on the Monday and Tuesday before Thanksgiving, there were 5 big-time conference championship matches, and the whole week before was all tournament play. That would be a moment. So the rest of the conferences, the coaches, I think that's a huge win. Would love to see you get behind it.
Yes.
Kentucky trying to keep Cal Poly behind. They're doing just that. They're getting a little bit too efficient for the Mustangs. 23-18 now.
Another look for Lizzie Carr, and guess what? Another kill as she just continues to go off for the Wildcats. Making 8 kills now. Would you believe she's the leading kill getter, as we've talked about all season long? These two left sides.
I'm so happy to be coaching.
Brandon Mill at Boyle. Interestingly enough, does not have a parent named Beluge.
She does not. Her last name is a combination of her mother's last name and her father's last name. She is the daughter of 2 doctors. Her coach said, high overachieving family, and Beluge fits right in.
Just being a rookie. It's so fun.
That's Jordan Daly on the right side that time for Kentucky. We've talked about their depth and the fact that you never know who's going to get the start. The start went to Asia Thigpen, but here in this set, they make the switch to Jordan Daly. Coach said they both have strengths, and we have to learn how to use their strengths in each situation to make us better.
Tuzzo for the set. Got it. Tuzzo, first in aces for Kentucky, and she puts the second set in the books. 25-18. Said it would be a test, kind of a mental test for UK to stay on top of their game and play at a high level. They have done that for Caroline Walters and Cal Poly. We figured it would be a physical test, and it has been that. Let's check in with Dawn, who's with Craig Skinner.
Yes, Coach Skinner, you go up 2-0 in this match. What did you like the most from your team in those first 2 sets?
Well, just the resilience to keep going, because Cal Poly was going off offensively in the first set. We had a hell of a time trying to stop them, so we just had to keep siding out until we got a separation, and then some serving pressure by Trinity Ward and a couple others made a big difference.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Ward with the ace at the end of the first. Tuzzo with the ace at the end of the second. The Littles doing some work. Small in stature, big in impact. Let's go to the studio. Back to Lexington.